What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on FRC Bank.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And in today's video, first of all, I will show you where we are on the price chart and how we get there. Then I will continue with the fundamental news and I will show you that this asset is approaching to its crucial point, to its deadline, that should be the pivotal point in the entire price action for the last quarter, I guess. And at the end of this video, I will share my thoughts and my technical analysis. And I will show you the exact setup for quite a lucrative profit. So let's start with the price chart. I made my previous video right here at this point when this asset was almost at the same range, but then we had a slight increase in its price for about 6%, and during last session it lost about 7% as well. And again we are somewhere near $14 price point, and this means nothing has changed from the technical standpoint, but we have some anticipation for upcoming news. And first of all, let me show you that we have a bunch of news that were published recently on FRC Bank, and let me show you several of them. First of all, I want to show you this article that was published on April the 3rd, and it says First Republic Bank, why failure is not an option. And the summary is following. Given how the US big banks and the Federal Reserve had supported FRC during the recent banking crisis, we reckon the latter's prospects remain safe in the short term. However, investors also need to calibrate their expectations, since we expect to see reduced deposits due to the deposit outflows to big banks and money market funds alike. As a result, FRC may be unfortunately downsized due to the reduced deposits, higher cost of funding and lower assets ahead. And I have to say that I agree with this article, because in a short-term perspective I don't think FRC might fail or might file its bankruptcy, and in the long-term perspective, if this trend continues, definitely we should see the bounce of this asset to the upside. But first of all, we have to see the news that might drive the price of entire banking sector higher. And recently, as you can see, if we take a look on the heat map, recently we have the red day for the financial sector in general and for banking sector as well. And the catalyst for this movement to the downside was the anticipation of Donald Trump arrest. And it didn't happen, but we have a bit of turbulence on the markets. That is why we still have to be cautious, and we have to see more news, more bullish news on the banking sector for upcoming weeks. And let me show you right here that first of all, if you switch to news tab folder in TradingView account, you can see that right here First Republic generated highest short selling profit among all stocks in March, and it is by Ortex data. And let me quote you this. Investors that bet on a drop in share price by First Republic Bank generated $848 million in paper gains as the most profitable short trade in March. Data provider Ortex said Tuesday in its monthly recap. The bank's stock fell 89% in March as investors pondered the fate of the San Francisco-based lender after Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank collapsed. So, and this harsh sell-off with the most profitable short trades in March definitely should have a bounce. And let me show you that in general, if we take a look on the price action itself, if I switch to daily time frame, we have extremely harsh movement to the downside that didn't bounce at all. Let me show you that it pretty much flat, this price action is pretty much flat compared to its previous one. And what should we expect next in upcoming days and weeks? Let me show you this news. We are on Nasdaq.com, and this article was published on April the 3rd, and it says two toxic regional banks that are potential merger and acquisition targets. And one of these banks is the First Republic Bank, as you can see right here, and the second one is this one, Western Alliance Bank Corporation. And I have to say that the anticipation of this acquisition cooled down a little bit, but right now we still have this possibility because in general all of the banks should show their fundamental strength, and this will lead to bounce for the entire banking industry higher. And let me quote you what news we have to wait in upcoming weeks. Definitely it is the earnings reports, first of all, from major banks like JP Morgan and Citigroup, and they report on Friday, April 14th. And also we have to see the report that also will be disclosed on Friday, April 14th from First Republic Bank. And definitely we will see weaker financials that we had previously, and definitely the report itself will be written extremely thoroughly, and definitely a lot of analysts will post their opinions on the First Republic Bank. But what should we expect? I think we have to see the good forecast from the C executives of this bank, and if the forecast will be positive, I have to say that all the negativity is already priced in its price action. And that is why, in my opinion, in the medium and long-term perspective, definitely we should see the bounce to the upside, because we still have quite low RSI at daily RSI at 18.38 points, and we also have quite low weekly RSI on 17.96 points. This means in a long-term perspective we have to see the cool down, we have to see the bounce back, and this bounce from our current ranges might bring up to 205%, but in best case scenario only a bounce might bring us about 350%. And these trades might be extremely lucrative, but in the short-term perspective we have to be cautious. So, and let's continue with the technical analysis, but before we dive deep right here, please subscribe to my channel, hit notification bell and hit the like button. This helps me a lot. So guys, what should we expect next in the short-term perspective? As I already mentioned, we might see the retest of this range of support that I marked previously. This asset hit on March 20th and on March 24th and on March basically 25th. Definitely this range should be retested, in my opinion, in a medium-term perspective, and if we will have a big breakout below this range, we might see much lower price action that might hit even the range in between 10 or even $8 mark. And if it happens, these ranges will be extremely lucrative from the fundamental standpoint in the long-term perspective, because the bounce out of these ranges, if the bank will not collapse, and if the bank will find out the way out of this crisis, definitely it will be at least 4 to 6x of potential profit in the medium-term perspective. That is why, if you want to enter your position and you don't want to see your deposit in red, deeply in red, for about maybe 50%, just wait for the confirmation, and this confirmation might be the breakout above its previous swing highs with the conviction of volume. Otherwise, if it goes lower, you will be able to accumulate your position by laddering your buys down, and this will give you more chances to gain extremely lucrative profits in upcoming weeks. So, I think from the technical standpoint that's it for now. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel with notification bell, and see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you.